Zatoichi week begins. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and welcome to Zatoichi week. So for those who don't know what's going on here, why is there a movie reaction on a Monday? Well, we are doing Zatoichi week. So we have already done two of the Zatoichi film series in the past, the first two movies, of course. But we are continuing to do this series, and there's a lot of these films. We're continuing to do this series through this Zatoichi week. So what this means is basically today, Monday through Friday, we're going to have a separate new Zatoichi film every single one of those days. 5 days, 5 films. And yeah, that's taking up our movies for the week. Instead of doing movies on Saturday and Sunday, we're doing them Monday through Friday. But there's 5 of them instead of just 2, so more movies to get through. But yeah, there's a lot of movies in this series, so I decided this was just a way to catch up to a bunch of them without having to necessarily just stack each week with them constantly. Just have a special week where we get to a bunch of them and then go back to normal stuff. And we might do more of these Zatoichi weeks. This might be just a good way to get through these, but we're not going to do another for probably a bit. We might do other Zatoichi movies just on normal weeks, but we'll see. But yeah, so today through Friday, all Zatoichi movies, one each day. And today we start out with the third movie in the Zatoichi film series, The New Tale of Zatoichi. So this is interesting as a title because it actually gives me a little possible insight into this film. There was, I believe the first one was just called The Tale of Zatoichi, and the second one was The Tale of Zatoichi Returns or something like that. But this is New Tale of Zatoichi. This implies to me that the story that the first 2 movies were telling is done. That it's over, it finished, it's just closed out. We're not going to get any more with the same supporting cast. The ones who obviously survived and all, and just that general story. It's over, it's done, we're moving forward. We're going into a new tale, a new story, which I don't know how long that's going to end up progressing into, but yeah, we're starting a new tale. That's what the title makes me believe, at least. I don't know if that's 100% true, and I'm not saying there's not going to be continuity. I'm just thinking that there's not going to be like the exact story that we were already going through. I'm thinking it's going to be like, okay, we're going to focus on new supporting cast, new enemies, new issues to deal with, that kind of stuff. I guess we'll definitely have to see. But for those who haven't checked out the first 2, please do check out the first 2. They are on the channel. This is a samurai series. Our main character, Ichi, is a wandering masseuse, former Yakuza, and a professional, high-quality swordsman. He is also blind. He is blind, but he is very observant through things such as his other senses and just his knowledge of the world. He is very much able to observe what's going on around him, even if he can't see it. And he is actually the inspiration, both the actor and the character, for the Admiral Fujitora, also known as Isho, in One Piece. Isho, Ichi, you can see it. The Za in his name, if anyone's confused, by the way, is also apparently like a title thing. Sort of like how in One Piece, going back to One Piece, but it's valid comparisons. The country of Wano, some women will have an O put in front of their names, such as Otama and Onami and Orobi for Robin. Um, it's like it's like a title, a position, and stuff. It's more representative of what they do and who they are than actually part of their names. I guess you could call it like an honorific. So yeah. Um, his actual name is just Ichi though. Zato is just an honorific. Um, but the titles of the movies are still Zatoichi and all. So yeah. This is in Japanese with subtitles and all. So take that into account and everything. And yeah, they're not like the longest movies, but they tell the story as much as they need to and still get you invested in the characters and everything with that. So I'm very excited to see more of these throughout this entire week. To see how the stories progress, what new characters are introduced, and just the cool action sequences. Plus, to see how it evolves as the movies progress as well, just due to like time and technology changing. Although these movies were released in pretty quick succession, to be fair. That being said, we're just going to get right into it. I don't want to waste any more time, especially since I already been recording a lot today, and it's already a lot later than I would be hoping. So, yeah, we're just going to get to this. But before we do, I do want to remind you that we have a lot of great content on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions, and on Monday specifically, we have YouTube, or at least YouTube adjacent reactions. Shorts, specials, miniseries that just don't have a lot of episodes, or, heck, YouTube videos. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or movie reaction goes in that slot. And speaking of movie reactions, we normally have those every Saturday and Sunday. I pre-record them during the week and upload them on the weekend so that every day has some sort of reaction content going on for it. As you know, though, this week, between Monday and Friday, we are doing a Zatoichi week. So we have 5 movies between Monday and Friday, no movies on Saturday and Sunday this week. But next week, we'll be going back to our normal every week schedule with the 2 movies on the weekends. We also have a couple Let's Plays we're currently going through. We have Horizon Forbidden West, and that is every other day. So you'll have seen one yesterday on Sunday, there's going to be one tomorrow on Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then Saturday, and so on and so forth. Every other day will be a new part of the Horizon Forbidden West Let's Play. We're also going through Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 on Saturdays. Specifically Chapter 1, because that's just all that's released on PS5 currently. But yeah, that's on Saturdays, and that's a donation reward Let's Play for Venom. If you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and type in June Double Reward Month PS5, all in one search. It should lead you to the correct video that'll tell you everything you need to know in regards to how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. So, all of that being said, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And let's get this going. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because yes, we do redirect all reactions on this channel. You know how YouTube's copyright system is pretty shit, right? Well, just to keep things safe and to avoid any possible channel strikes or even worse, a channel termination, both of which I've dealt with in the past and don't want to deal with again, we push all reactions off to another site, just to keep it safe. And I understand you don't want to have to deal with all these extra links, but it's luckily just one extra link per video down in the description below. Click it, takes you right to the video, and on the plus side, this does allow all of you, yes, every single one of you, to see the full unedited reaction completely free. That's right, free. No paywalls at all. You don't have to subscribe to a Patreon, and you don't even have to sync up your own copy of the movie. It's just right there. And this goes for not just movies, but for all shows and everything we react to. You don't have to sync up your copy. It's all free, all good to go. I think that's really awesome because not every reaction channel can get away with that for very valid reasons. Between monetization, copyright, and other issues, a lot of these reaction channels just can't do that. Plus, for a lot of reaction channels, it's also their full-time, constant job. So it's a very different situation than with me. But I do pride myself on the fact that I'm able to give you the full and edited reactions for free, and I do hope you enjoy them. And after you watch the reaction, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after fades black then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will not only contain spoilers to the movie, but my general thoughts on it, general thoughts on the series so far, as well as just maybe stuff related to the channel. I mean, you never know. There could be anything. It's always worth checking out. But all of that being said, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. God, these movies can get depressing. Like, I'm actually really emotional over that. And not just because he didn't get a happy ending, because I kind of assumed he wouldn't. It's the combination of that with the fact that he was kind of forced to kill his master, who had become corrupt and bigoted and just disgusting as a person. But he also had to deny, like, the one hope he had because of it. Because of killing his master, he felt even more unworthy than ever of love, and he had to deny taking Yayoi as his wife because he felt that this is who he was and a guy like him can't change. And that does get to me because it's like, as someone who so strongly supports the idea that anyone can change and turn around their life and go from being a bad person to being good and doing good and everything, because of my own past and the issues I used to have and the things I used to say and do and everything. And even though I was never like a murderer or anything, or like with a gang, like Ichi here, it's like I was still a bad person. And I very much believe that because of how I've changed, I have to believe that anyone can, if given the opportunity. And they have to mean it, and if they do, they should be given that chance. But Ichi here is like so, like, he has so much self-hatred. He feels hopeless. He feels like there's no path for him to take. And when the one bit of hope he's given is not only taken from him by his master, who refused the marriage in the first place, refused allowing him to marry Yayoi, but it's also taken because he's forced to kill again, and in front of her, no less. And the one that he kills is her brother, who she was not on the best terms with, but that's still something that it's hard for him, almost impossible, to reconcile with. And the thing is, like, she probably could have accepted him still, because she saw what her brother had become. She saw him kill the guy's father in cold blood, the captive guy's father. She saw that ruthless, evil murder for the sake of money. And although she was clearly crying at the end too and was clearly upset by this entire turn of events, it's undeniable to me that she probably would have accepted him back if he had, tried to go to her again. But she could also tell in that moment that that wasn't going to happen. That's why she didn't chase after him or anything. Because she understood that he was just, he hated himself too much at that moment. He was not going to accept it, no matter what. It's excessively tragic. And add on to that also the fact that Kanbei's brother was killed after having, spared Ichi's life. Even though he didn't need to. He won the gamble. He could have taken his arm right there, but he chose to change the dice. He chose to forgive and forget. And then this guy, he's killed in cold blood by, again, the master who killed him while he was unarmed and didn't really do anything besides, shit talked him a little. Because he realized that Master Bano was corrupt and, disgusting. I mean, that's not a reason to kill someone. You know how many people have insulted me? If I killed everyone who insulted me, I'd be a serial killer. But jokes aside, it's like, I think this one affected me more than the others. Like, the first two movies definitely had a lot of sadness to them and a lot of pain and tragedy, but I think this one, like, just felt, like, harsher in that regard. Maybe because of the student-master relationship and everything, and because he finally had a way out of this life and everything. And it's like, yeah, the second movie, the last movie that we watched, had his brother in it and everything. But it's like, it just didn't hit quite as heavy as this one did, weirdly enough. This movie, and I don't know if the color helped. I know that's a weird thing to say, because it's like, I've seen black and white movies, and I've gotten, like, pretty wowed and impressed by black and white movies. My favorite movie of all time is a black and white movie, 12 Angry Men. So it's like, I don't think that's it, but I'm wondering if that kind of added a different layer to it, sort of like a more relatable layer, because of it being, I guess, semi more modern, even though this movie still came out in like 63. But you get what I'm saying and all. It's just insane to think about that this movie affected me as much as it did, when the first two didn't. At least not to this degree. But there was just a lot of, like, emotional depth to it, even beyond that, because it's like his grandmother figure who raised him and everything was there as well, because of his parents having died. And it's even like she was, like, even the one who breastfed him, so his parents died, like, very fucking young, probably shortly after he was born. And so it's like there's the familial connection with this and all as well. And it's just like, it just felt more personal, It felt more emotionally affecting in the best way. I genuinely think this is probably the best of the Zatoichi movies so far. And I liked the first two a lot. I really did. Like, this entire series has been great so far, but this one was, like, just kind of leagues above the others. I mean, the action that we saw was pretty much the same as in the first two movies. No real big changes there. Ichi's character was pretty much the same. The style and writing of it very much felt like the same kind of writing that we saw in the first two movies. Not too much of that is too different. It's again, it's just the emotional connection of it all. The emotional depth in this movie just felt like greater and elevated the film to heights that the first two just didn't reach, in my opinion. So yeah, it's like I got to give massive credit for that. The audio mixing is still like an issue here, though. It's like sometimes it gets quieter, and sometimes the music is just like so fucking loud compared to everything else. It's like, oh, a lot of the time it's like you're watching, it's like, okay, they're talking at a normal volume, and then suddenly music will kick in, and it's like so much louder, and it's just like deafening, and it's Jesus. But then everything will get super quiet to where there's almost no noise again, and it's like, what is happening? I know this movie came out in the 60s, the early 60s too, but geez. But yeah, it's like this just continues to make me want him to eventually be able to settle down and all. And obviously, I don't know if that's going to end up happening at some point in this series. Do not tell me, obviously, but yeah, it's kind of my biggest wish at this point. At some point, it doesn't even entirely matter when, but just at some point in the series, I want him to be able to, you know, settle down, have a wife, maybe have a kid or two. Get to just live a peaceful life. So, yeah, this was a very, very strong start to Zatoichi Week. It's almost weird to think about the fact that this is only the first movie that we're doing this week. We still have four more to go. Um, so I'm going to remember throughout the rest of this week and throughout the rest of these movies, I'm going to remember that I have to do this on the website to have the subtitles. So we don't have this issue again to where, you know, I had like an hour of trying to get this going because I forgot, which took notable amounts of time out of my schedule and all, but you know, oh well. Nothing I can do about it now. So yeah, I'm just gonna remember that. I'm gonna like probably have a tab kept open for it, and we'll kind of just go from there, pretty much. So throughout the week, I'll do my normal recordings still and get to these movies as well, and we should all be good. So let me know in the comments, what did you think of this film? Obviously, do not spoil me to any of the future ones. Um, but what do you think of this compared to the first two as well? Do you think this was like notably better than the first two as well? Or do you think that the first two had something else that like maybe elevated them for you? Let me know. In the meantime, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Before we close this off, I do want to remind you real quick that we have a lot of great content to check out on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions, and on Monday, we also do YouTube reactions, or at least YouTube adjacent. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or a movie reaction goes in that slot. And speaking of movie reactions, outside of this special Zatoichi week, we also have movie reactions normally every Saturday and Sunday. I pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend so that every day has some sort of reaction content going on for it. This weekend, there will be no Saturday and Sunday movie because of the Zatoichi week, because of the 5 movies we're doing between today and Friday. Also to note, we have a couple Let's Plays that we are currently going through on the channel. We have Horizon Forbidden West, which we are playing every other day. So you'll have seen one yesterday on Sunday, you'll see one tomorrow on Tuesday, and then you'll see one on Thursday and on Saturday, and so on and so forth. So yeah, every other day for Horizon Forbidden West. We also have Poppy Playtime, which will be Saturdays. We're going through Chapter 1 because that's all that's released on the PS5 so far. But I have been able to split it into multiple parts, so that works out. Partially because I'm not the best at puzzle solving. um, but yeah, so that is on Saturdays. That is also a donation reward Let's Play for Venom. And if you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and type in all in one search June Double Reward Month PS5. That should take you to the correct video. That'll let you know everything you need to in regards to how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. So, all of that being said, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Like I said, let me know your thoughts below without spoilers for the future. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.